So we live. Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, it's your boy Vicslanghope and my homegirl Kai. You know, so I'm trying to do a little something different. I know people been asking me for like a podcast and bring other people on, and I guess people tired of just me talking to myself and my little story times. So I was thinking like maybe I could switch it up a little bit, have a little different topics. And I've been thinking about starting a podcast, and with Kai being the co-host. So, we trying something new. Yo. So we trying something new. We're gonna try to like ignore the comments for a little bit because we want to get into a little topic about like baby mama and marriage culture, within the black community. But before we get into that, you know, I want to introduce Kai. Like let them know where you from, who you are, and like if you want to let them know how we met, you can. You don't got to, but it's on you.
My name's Kai. I'm from Brooklyn. Um, I mean, we don't really got to get into a lot of other shit, honestly.
All right, cool, 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 cool. So me and Kai was talking. Kai also wanted to start a podcast, and we was kind of like just talking about certain topics. Like we got like a similar mind frame, and we kind of like she didn't want to tell y'all, but we kind of like ran around. Like we worked in like similar spaces. So she did like little organizing work too. She didn't want to tell y'all about her, but whatever. I'm gonna tell y'all. You know what I'm saying? So she did a little organizing work too. Since she was younger and stuff like that. I also was doing organizing work when I was a little younger. So we met and we was just talking about similar topics, and we was just like, we just gonna bring the people some raw stuff, right? Like some shit that people don't really want to talk about or they scared to talk about. So make sure y'all like the video. You heard? I see y'all, but I'm trying to stay focused on the topic. So make sure y'all like the video so it could circulate. Um, so yeah, the topic is baby mama and marriage culture within like the black community. Because it's something that like we see so much of the independent woman thing, right? And we see so much of the like it's cool to not have a dad in the picture. We see so much of it. Like we was just talking about how them pictures we seen when the woman was taking the pictures, and it's like they cool with like no male in the picture. They cool with like, oh, I don't need nobody, I don't need a guy, I don't need a dude. So yeah, so we just want to shed some little light on it, and I figured I have a sister like talking about certain points because I think like a lot of time when it comes from a man, people are not other women are not receptive to it. So I just figured like we get into a little conversation about the baby mama culture and like marriage.
Right. I mean, so like my ideas on it, I feel like baby mama culture has kind of been normalized, right? Like I feel like people are just and like I know like usually like when people have conversations like this, people usually, like they get triggered or they feel away because they feel like, everybody's situation is different. It's not always necessarily like, just black and white. Um, but I feel like nowadays baby mothers are glorified, right? Like these are the women that a lot of young girls are looking up to. And sometimes like we got to think about like inadvertently like what are we like kind of like showing or presenting to like the younger people. And I feel like baby mama culture kind of like creates, in some ways it creates like broken homes, right? And a lot of people are like weak and unstable because they came from a weak and unstable home. So that's kind of like my viewpoint on it. um yeah.
Now that's true though. And I think like it's funny because like the other day I was on a live, right? And it's like I was on a live with this lame the other day. You know what I'm saying? So and it's funny because like I never really thought about it. Like, yeah, like my mother had me out of wedlock, right? Like she wasn't married to my father. But I feel like when she was asking me certain questions, like I thought about like, yo, my mother was also married. Like my mother got married, and like and I have dreams of getting married, one day, right? And I also talk about like getting married to like I want to get married to a black woman. Like and I talk about like how important that is, right? Like
Right.
just creating that nucleus of like the black family household. And I always talk about that, but I was also highlighting how it's very hard to talk to the sisters. Like, it's hard to talk to black women sometimes. And I think that like some of that kind of like stems from, like again, like the black woman like kind of like has held us down, right? Like like you gotta like when we talk about how like you know like the man has been emasculated, right? And we talk about how the woman had to step up to the plate, and the
Mhm.
woman had to be she had to do what she had to do, right? She had to be that fierce lioness, right? She
Mhm.
had to like hold it down for herself. Not only was she getting raped, and the black man was getting raped too, right? So it's just like she had to also like a lot of times people don't know like those conversations, right? Like the woman trying to tell the man like chill, don't wild out, you know, like we need you here, you
Mhm.
know, and kind of like those conversations of like even if you know you can't really go out there and do something for me, it's like I still need your presence here. Like you going to wild out and getting killed, it's not going, you know what I'm saying? Like it's so it was kind of like that kind of like understanding, right? But then it's like at some point that kind of like shifted, right? So the woman had to step up to the plate, right? She had to like hold it down. She had to like comfort herself after getting raped, and then she also had to comfort her man after he was getting raped, right, by the same oppressor. So I think that that narrative, right? Like that situation, that historical fact that happened. And then the woman being like the woman, the black woman is the nucleus, you know what I'm saying, to the community, right? And I can admit that. And then aside from that, it's like because she kept the black family together, like she, you know, to the best of her ability.
Right.
So today, when you fast forward, and the black male is furthermore disenfranchised, right? He gets incarcerated at a higher rate than any other man,
Mhm.
right? When we think about these things, and he's getting removed from the home, like the mother doesn't get no assistance if you have a black man in the house, you
Right.
know. So it's like welfare not going to give you nothing if you have a black man in the house, right? You can't get housing, you couldn't get Section 8, you couldn't get these benefits that oftentimes black families need.
Mhm.
Thanks, I appreciate it. So you couldn't get these benefits that the black family needs. Another thing, when you think about it, and I'm just giving a little history. Another thing, when you look at the social movements, when you look at how black people used to mobilize, when you look at civil rights, when you look at the Black Panther Party, when you look at all these movements, the black community was what was funding this. The black community, the black families, the
Mhm.
black churches. This is what was funding these movements, right? So they got smarter. They figure out like we break down the family structure, we
Mhm.
disintegrate it. You know,
Mhm.
we further attack your men,
Mhm.
we further we raise your woman status,
Mhm.
right? And then we feed her this narrative that,
That you're not
you
valuable.
know, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's a value thing, right? And then I think like a lot of women feed into, a lot of our sisters feed into the I make more. Like the black woman is the only woman that makes more money than her man. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like she's the only woman. You can look at the white woman, you can look at the Latino woman, you can look at the Asian woman, you can look at any woman, the African woman. The black woman is the only woman who makes more money than her man.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And if you don't hear, if you don't think that there's a reason for that, if you think it's just some black woman would say, oh, we just smarter, we work hard. Like it's just like
Right.
you think you're the only one that's smart and work hard.
Right.
You know,
It's
so
right.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because patriarchy is like is interesting like the way that it works, right? So like specifically trying to think or empathize from like, like a black man's point of view, right? So like you grow up in a society that's taught that, like you deserve things, right? Because you're a man, right? So like you deserve to sit at the head of the table, right? You deserve like the biggest piece of chicken, right? Like you deserve the ability in order like for you to like provide for your family. But at the same time, and specifically only with, black men, you know what I'm saying? They're disenfranchised the most, to where you're taught that in order for you to be considered a man is dependent upon, you having money, you being able to provide. But at the same time, you have these systems that prevent you from providing. So it's like it's weird, right? Like and I feel like oftentimes, like I agree with you, right? Like a lot of times, I mean, it's quite simple, right? So if you're a woman, and you're taught these things about, a man's value is based on what he can provide, and you're providing, right? Like you're coming home with like the most money, like you're elevating in your career. Like it's easy for you to turn around and for you to blame this other person, you know what I'm saying, for where they're at in life because you feel like, it's your fault, right? Like everybody else around me is successful, I'm successful, and so I feel like oftentimes because of that, that creates kind of like animosity and resentment, towards, the other party. And I feel like that's why nowadays, I feel like, not even nowadays, I just feel like the conversations between black men and black women are so separate. Like, and it's very interesting to me because oftentimes we're put in the same positions. Like we're suffering in the same way, but like we're so far apart from like being able to like see one another. Um, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I wanted to piggyback on what you were saying, like, because it's that narrative, right? It's like the man goes out, and then it's like you dealing with whatever you're dealing with. The woman is dealing with whatever she's dealing with. But then like it's like we both being attacked separately. We being attacked together, and then we being attacked separately.
Huh?
You know, and then it's like you come home, and
And
then you know
exactly.
what I'm saying? And then now your wife, your woman is beefing with you too, right? Because she's telling you like this all you made, or like you can't get a better job, or like and it's funny because even some women that I talk to, right, or I might try to entertain, like I let them know from the beginning, like I'll be like, I might never make as much money as you. Like one, I have a felony, and it's not about projecting and putting that in the air, right? And it's not saying that I might not be able to make more money than her. But I was just saying, like, you gotta understand that there are certain things at play. You got to understand that, like, you know like like the reason why we have false notions of masculinity is because we've been stripped from the moment we got here. We've
Mm-hmm.
been stripped of not being able to control our own destiny. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to, like, and I feel like people be trying to like negate, or be like, oh, shit is different. And I get it. A lot of things are self-sabotage, right? A lot of things, but history is very important. Context is very important. So
Yeah.
today, right, when the black woman, and this is why when we talk about power and we talk about like oppression, like when people be like women are oppressed, you know what I'm saying? Like I tell people like, yo, women are oppressed. I'd be like, I think black women actually doing better than black men. You know what I'm saying? Like when we, cause look, let's talk about finances, right? Money is if you don't got money, if you can't do nothing with money, you're not gonna be able to do a lot. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like if you can't provide for your family, and again, patriarchy. If we know the man has been given this role of a provider and a protector, think about the psychological effects on the man when he can't do that for his family.
Right.
Think about the which in turn, a lot of men, they try to like exert their masculinity through
Right.
violent acts. You know what I'm saying? Because when your woman tells you you ain't shit, when your woman sees like I make more money than you,
Mm-hmm.
and she equates that to like your manhood, like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you're not that much of a man, you're not a real man. I make more money than you can't even do this for me. I don't need you. When you tell your man that, word, drop a like, so it could be circulating. This is stuff like people need to hear. So like when your woman tells you you ain't shit, or when she tells you I make more money than you, like what are you here for? Like I don't need you. So I mean, like it's bigger than money, bro. Or whoever that is, lost in reality. But anyway, I don't want to get caught up in the comments. But when a woman tells her man that, right, instead of like trying to support him in a certain way, right, instead of like, like, all right, we're gonna get through this, or let me help you, let me see if I, what I'm saying, like, and I'm saying that the woman has to be like, the man got to put effort too, and I get that. The woman, I mean, the man got to put effort too. But what I'm trying to say is that, like, when you try to like solely put the emphasis on like your manhood is connected to your wallet,
Yeah.
and because at the end of the day, like, you could still be a good dad. Like you could be struggling, you might not make as much money, but you take the kids to school, right? Like your kids love you, like you're nurturing. You do little small things for your woman. You do these little things. So it's like, kind of lost my point. But what I was trying to say is like, when you have that connected to the wallet, and a lot of times the black sisters today, right, are making more money than they men. You know what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of times the guy's been locked up, or they have a record, or they have a situation. Not saying that's all the time, but I'm just saying in a lot of cases, there's these little situations that go on, that happen, right? And a lot of times sisters like being with a dude that they feel like could protect them. They
Mm.
like being with a dude that's willing to take chances. And a lot of times those
It's
dudes happen.
nature, right? Like as women,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Protect our
yeah,
offspring.
yeah, definitely. So I think with that being said, is like when you have this independent woman culture, right, which I think is part of the propaganda, to kind of like have women feeling like I don't need you, like, and now
Because statistically, like when we look at certain statistics, right, like we have like this feminism shit, like this woman empowerment shit, right, but like at the end of the day, like other races, right, like, and I don't really try to focus on what other people do, but other races are getting married, right? So these same women are sitting up on these platforms talking about some, oh, you don't need a man, blah blah blah, and going home to their husbands, right? So it's kind of like contradicting. Black women are the least likely to get married, and like that's important for us to look at. But kind of going back to that money thing, because I wanted to touch on that. I feel like that kind of goes both sides, right? I feel like money is a lot of times, a lot of people, worry about money, right? And finances are important when you talk about like having kids and taking care of kids, right? But kids don't care about money, right? Kids care about your time. Like that's what translates to love, right? You spending time with your kids. You coming and dropping off or paying your little child support checks does not make you a good father. And I see a lot of times women using children, what I'm saying, for clout and for a lifestyle, right? Using these
That's
babies,
another conversation, though. That's another conversation.
right, to have, babies with certain types of men to get certain types of money. But also in the same thing, we're seeing men who feel like just because they have a certain amount of money that they can run around and have 8, 10, 12 different babies by different women because they feel like, oh, I got the money. I could pay the child support. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make you a parent. You paying for, like, you sending money every few weeks does not make you a parent. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
that's real.
so yeah, I kind of want to get back onto like though like the topic of like I feel like, and I oftentimes try to tell like younger women this too because it got to a point where I started to see at a certain age women kind of like in ways, right, like throw away their lives um by having these children very young with men who they were not in stable relationships with. And it got to a point where it was like, I'm seeing all these baby showers, like I'm seeing all these babies, and I don't see no fathers, no fathers.
Crazy.
And it's like they was scaring me.
And they was cool with it.
Hmm?
And they was cool with it. I don't need a
Yeah,
nigga.
yeah. Yeah, and it was really sad to me, and I feel like personally, I feel like my mind state is a little different, and I know that I'm blessed, right? And I know that I create that a certain standard for myself because I came from that, right? I came from a two-parent household. My parents been together for more than 30 years. My grandmother was married. My brother is married. Like I just come from that, so I had a different viewpoint, and I feel like I really understand like the importance of having that like stability at home, of having two parents at home, of having those, because, like a daughter, you know what I'm saying, she needs a father, you know what I'm saying? Like, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like these things are important. Like daughters need their fathers, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like personally for me, like my relationship with my dad, like when you really think about it, like your father is kind of like the only man that you truly have like a platonic relationship with, right? Who truly loves you for you and there's no sexual nature behind it, right? And he ultimately, that's the first man that you fall in love with and teaches you how to love. And you watch that through the way that he loves your mother, and you watch that through the way that he, like, that he treats you. um and so I feel like, women not having that also impacts the way that they grow up and the way that they maneuver with different men, right? Because a lot of women assume that, they need to use their bodies and they need to use their sex, you know what I'm saying, to get connections, with men. Because they don't have a relationship, or they don't have any base of a relationship that was not based on some type of sexual, energy. Um, so yeah, I feel like my perspective growing up in that, again, like I said, I'm blessed. Everybody doesn't grow up like that, but I did. And it definitely impacted me and created the type of person that I was. It stopped me from, I saw the women seeking validation through other guises that I didn't necessarily have to do, right? Because I had that foundation at home. Um, so yeah.
Yeah, tell them about your friends growing up. When you was talking about like they be looking at you like you crazy when you tell them you want to get married.
Oh yeah. So that, again, going back to what I said, like that's a standard that I created for myself, right? Like I'm not having any kids until I'm married. Period. Right. Um, and growing up, like I used to say that. And oftentimes I would hear things like, "Oh, marriage doesn't mean anything. Marriage is just a paper." I even heard girls say, like, like you getting married is gonna run your man away, right? Like, it's gonna make him do the opposite. He's not gonna even want to be with you. Um, and that never altered like my standard for myself. If anything, it just kind of made me reflect on this fear, right, around like marriage and around commitment. And the fact, again, going back to, like who you choose to have sex with, right? Like what you choose to eat, who you choose to associate yourself with are all reflections of your self esteem, right? And how you truly feel about yourself. And so to me, that was reflective of that, right? Like you're gonna give a man the ultimate, right? Like you literally. having a baby, you're dancing on death. You know what I'm saying? Like the things that it does to your body, it changes your body forever. Um, it's painful, right? Like all these different things, right? You're sacrificing your body for 9 months.
Yeah,
Um, for who again? Your homeboy that you real cool with. Like that's cute and everything, but like, like it needs to be a little bit more than that. You need to create something more than that. So, if you're gonna sacrifice your life, because that's what you're doing to have a baby with somebody, I think you should demand a little bit more than, oh, we just cool, we just kicking it. Oh, that's my boyfriend. Like, nah.
yeah. You know what's so crazy? I had a homegirl, right? This is crazy. Like, this is a crazy ass story. I had a homegirl that I kind of like went to middle school with. We grew up together. Um, and then she went away to Job Corps. She came back. By the way, I see y'all comments. I just don't want to get caught up in the comments, but like I appreciate y'all. They say you look like Aaliyah. Yo, so make sure y'all like it. Make sure y'all like it so it can circulate so other people could get to it. You know what I'm saying? It don't hurt to just press the like button. I appreciate y'all tuning in though. So anyway, back to the story. I had a homegirl that I went to middle school with, and then when we was in middle school, whatever. So after middle school, we went to high school, separate high schools. Then out of nowhere, like, I bumped into her again, right? So we was talking. I'm like, yo, what up? What's good? Like how you doing? And she was just like, oh, what's good? What's good? What's good? And then she went to Job Corps, and I remember like she would come back or whatever for holidays, and we would chop it up, and we like, yo, we gotta link up, we gotta like. And then one time she told me like she was like, yo, I met this dude because we was mad cool. So she was like, yo, I met this dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was like, he not all that cute, but he got money. Like, he got these type of earrings. Like, yo, he wear these type of jeans. He got a chain. Like she was just talking about all the material shit, right? Like, and then she was like, I'm gonna have his baby. Like,
And
and
that's
and
a lot of
yo,
time.
and when she told me that, like, I was just like,
It's really
she
sad.
just chat. Like I was like, she chatting. She playing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't think she was serious. Yo,
And
she really went and had this dude baby.
I know plenty of situations. That shit used to like really, piss me off. Because then these same women, right? And I know probably people are not going to hear this, but a lot of these same women will turn around and be like, "Oh, my baby daddy ain't shit. This, that, and the third, blah, 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 boom, 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 whatever." But at the end of the day, like you
Boom,
made,
boom, boom, boom.
at the end of the day, you made that choice, though. You made that choice.
That's
You
fact.
decided to not get to know that person. You decided to miss all those red flags. You decided to not consider those things and attach yourself because yeah, babies are cute, right? The gender reveal is cute. All those other things is cute. But this is a human being. Like this is the person that's gonna grow up and be a citizen, right? This is the person that's gonna grow up and at the end of the day, whatever trauma and bullshit that you didn't fix, you're gonna put that shit on your child. And then your child is gonna be messed up. Now that child is gonna be an adult with anger issues, with abandonment issues, with all these type of problems that they're going to have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't think about these consequences. People don't think about these things, right? Um, and like I said, like at the end of the day, like and not to absolve men from not taking care of their child because I don't respect that at all. I don't respect men who don't take care of their kids. But at the same time, I feel like there has to be some accountability within that. Okay,
Wow, he said my boy open. Yo, chill, chill, chill.
my
Yo,
baby,
but that's
my
real shit though.
but you picked that ain't shit ass nigga.
And you know what's crazy? What's crazy? I got this thing, right? And it's funny because I made a video about this. I was like, yo, girls is so quick. You know what I'm saying? The sisters are so quick to be like, nigga ain't shit. Pop, 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 do 1, 2, 3, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then it's like, yo, like they don't contemplate who raised them. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it's a single black woman, right? And then people will be so quick, these women get defensive. Some of them probably here. I don't know. Some people won't watch this, right? They get so defensive. They be like, well, what about the men? Hold on. We ain't talking about the men right now. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about the ain't shit dudes that could do something for their kids and they don't. You know what I'm saying? Because there's another side of the coin. I watched this video of this dude. He told a woman he didn't want to have a child. And you know what she did? She was like, well, it's my body. I'll do whatever I want. He told her, like, I don't want to have a child with you.
Hold
Like,
on.
and look, people gonna say, well, he should have wrapped it up. He should have did this.
Let me just say
What?
this.
Go ahead.
End of the day, it's 2021. If you have a baby, it's your choice. I'm sorry. But all these, no, no, I don't, yo, I'm sorry. I don't care. Like, with all these different things that we have going on now, with like just them, nah. I can't even speak because that's how stupid it is to me. Like, I feel like plan Bs, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, condoms, you know what I'm saying? Birth control. There's so many different types of birth control. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
but if one person, hold on, but if one person want to have like the woman basically decides.
Yeah,
I believe ultimately she
that's why I
decides.
said choice. You
That
choose.
no, but hold on. But if the dude, if an accident happens and the dude is like, yo, I don't want to have the child. You know what I'm saying? Like if the dude is like, yo, I don't have the money, I'm not there, I
Right.
can't have a child, and she still, and some women be like, I don't believe in abortion, I'm going to get it. Like,
But even premarital sex.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, of course, like, but I'm just saying, like, let's
Right.
say the condom pop,
Right.
boom, she gets pregnant,
Right.
and dude's like, yo, I'm gonna get you a plan B, and some women might be like, no. You know what I'm saying? Some girls be poking holes in condoms. You know what I'm saying? But
Also, though, let me add this aspect though, because I know this in a real life situation. There are certain circumstances where I have seen where the man has been the one to kind of manipulate the woman. You know what I'm saying? To have this child, right? To convince them, oh, you better not get rid of my baby, or it's over for us, or this and the third, blah blah. That happens, right? I see that happen, right? But then also to negate that point, also at the same time, going back to my point, right? Like, what standard are you creating for yourself, right? So if this man is proposing to you and giving you an ultimatum, right, to risk your life again, because pregnancy is no joke, to risk your life to bring his child into this world, what's your ultimatum? Where's your security? Because he got his security. Because a lot of times men do that, right? Like they have children with women, with good women, you know what I'm saying, or the women that they, that they really like, you know what I'm saying? Because I saw a post the other day. It was kind of funny, but they was like, I haven't seen an ugly pretty girl in a ugly. Wow, like y'all smarting it up, right? And that's kind of true.
yeah,
That's kind of true. So y'all getting smart, right? Y'all picking the right ones, right? But at the same time, my mind just went blank. But what was I saying? Yeah, but like again, at the same time, so they have a baby with you. You know what I'm saying? They lock you down. And now you have this attachment to this man for the rest of your life. And what it does for women, right, is, a lot of times women, they want to mess around in their early 20s. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to settle down. They want to live their life. They
that's
want
the
to
justify whole years.
then when they turn and they get in their 30s or they 35 and they got two kids by Deshaun, you know what I'm saying? Or no matter of fact, two kids by Deshaun and Pookie. You know what I'm saying? Then they want
The
to
poop.
be out and be like, oh, niggas ain't shit, this kind of third, blah, blah, blah. But I'm sorry, and I know this sounds misogynistic or whatever, blah, blah, but you less than your value. You're not valuable anymore. Why would me, as a high value man, right, who's single, who has money, who has no attachments, attach myself to somebody who already has previous, you know what I'm saying? Why would I do
Previous attachments.
why would I do that? That doesn't make any sense. Vice versa, right? So I'm single, right? I don't have no kids. I don't date men who have kids. Why would I do that?
Yeah, makes sense.
Sense. I know my value.
Makes sense.
I'm
But
not
like, but
like
but yeah. So I wanted to go back to like the niggas ain't shit thing because somebody made a comment about it, right? So like it's like, and I was just saying that to like kind of like get people to think differently because people so quick like we all. She sound like Kevin Samuels. I don't know who Kevin Samuels is.
oh, I know.
Um, yeah. So the thing is, like, I try to get people to think differently. Yo, make sure y'all like the video, please. It don't hurt to like the video. So and I get excited talking about these type of conversations because I feel like it's hard to find women who are like centered and like, kind of like have some type of logic. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that women are dumb. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that like it's hard for like some women not to get in their feelings when we
Yeah,
having a conversation.
right.
So what I was trying to get at the bait at the niggas ain't shit thing, it's like people don't think oftentimes who raised those niggas. It was a woman, and I say that to say this not to put blame, but to highlight that there's a correlation between these black men that are being raised by single black mothers and they have toxic masculine traits, right? So it's like who taught them that? Because oftentimes black women, again, the black woman had to wear the pants
Right.
in our community.
Right.
So today, right? Because the black woman had to wear the pants at a certain point of time, right? And in some cases, she got to hold it down today, right?
Yeah.
Today, when you get a union between a black woman and a black man, you know what I'm saying? Like they be like this. It be friction in the house because it's like they both want to wear the pants. The black man is trying to reclaim his masculinity, and
Mm-hmm.
he's like, "Yo, let me," you know what I'm saying? Like, let me try to do this. Like, let me try to you know what I'm saying? Wear the pants. And the woman is like, "No, I've been wearing the pants, nigga." You know what I'm saying? And she got her, and she might, and even our sister, they talk with the little, come on, they got the
Also, no, I feel like we talked about this previously too, but I said like also because I feel like I could connect with that, right? Um, I feel like personally for me, like I feel like I have that edge to me too, but at the same time, but I know how to
Yeah,
like
you got that little Foxy Brown thing to you.
yeah, but I feel like and I say this all the time. The reason why I feel like I'm like that, and a lot of black women are like that, is living, especially growing up in like the hood, right? Like femininity is not respected. So you
Yeah.
learn how to have that edge in order to combat certain things, right? So say for example, I'm walking down the block and a dude's trying to talk to me, and I'm like, no, I'm okay, blah blah blah. I'm not interested. And I'm being nice and all that stuff like that, blah blah. He gonna still talk to me. Oh, you got a man? Oh, blah 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 blah. And it's like,
Hmm.
nah, I'm good. Like like I give him that sternness, that aggressiveness. Like I approach him in a certain type of way. Like usually that's when it's like, oh damn, like oh she got an attitude or da
Yeah,
they leave you alone, right? But at the end of the day, even though it's not who you truly want to be, you get what you wanted though. It's respected, right? Like he leaves you alone. So I feel like a lot of times, specifically black women who grow up in urban communities, we have to learn how to have that edge to us, right? Especially like me from being from New York, I can't walk down the block with a smile on my face, like extra cheesy, really friendly, welcoming, because that's how you get taken advantage of. Even if I'm in a situation where I'm in a place and I may be lost and I might not necessarily know where I'm at, you're never gonna know that. You know what I'm saying? I'm front. I might walk 3 blocks in the wrong direction,
definitely.
and you won't know.
Yeah,
I'm not.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my God! Like, do you know where this is at? Like, no. So
Right. Like the video, but yeah, like that's another thing. I was gonna say that too. We in New York, like New Yorkers, the culture in New York is a little different. People don't say good morning. People don't be caring about their neighbor. People don't, you know what I'm saying? Like people might need something and they not gonna go to the neighbor and try to borrow it. You know what I'm saying? That's just like where we at. In other places, they might go knock on the neighbor door. They might try to see what's up. But I just want to highlight that there's a correlation because again, some of our sisters have a lot of toxic masculine traits, right? Because they had to become the man, right? They had to, it's almost like you had to wear the pants. So now you don't want to give up the pants. You know what I'm saying? Now you want your man to wear a skirt, which I think is that's a whole nother weird shit that's going on today. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you don't
but
like
anyway,
first
uh,
time.
yeah, but look, but anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's real. Like it's funny because like, yo, it's just crazy. Like, I don't know, but anyway, so it's like that's the issue, right? So I think these sisters are raising the man a certain way, and I get it. The father not around, so they feel like I gotta be tough on my boy. I gotta be strong on him. I gotta because I don't want to raise no punk. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like the mindset. I don't want to raise no soft boy. So I gotta be tough on him. I gotta be like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like they get stuck in that mode. I feel like they get stuck in that mode, and then it's like here you are teaching, you're raising a boy with these crazy traits, and then look, that boy gonna go outside. That boy, that bless him. Now, you know what happens? That boy gonna go outside, and when he go outside, them other dudes that's gang banging and it's in the block and it's doing the same shit. Oftentimes they come from a same household with just one mother. So when people be trying to sit here and just blame the man, I want them to like just think about it. I want them to just pause and I want them to just be like, yo, who raised these men? Who's raising them?
Mm-hmm.
So and it's not about blame. It's just about there's a correlation, and
Right.
this is the trickle down effect that these people knew will happen. They knew like, yeah, we're gonna take the man out the home. And let me tell you something: a man could be in the home and still not be a father to his kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you see that a lot amongst the Spanish community. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because people, y'all ain't safe. You know what I'm saying? Like you see that a lot. Like the dad be in the crib,
Yeah,
but he
but
he don't do nothing.
he's not
He don't
involved.
do he don't do nothing. He be like, yo, go ask your mom.
Yep.
Or he'll be like, yo, go to your mom. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he don't do nothing. So I just wanted to highlight that there's a correlation, right? And I just wanted sisters to think about it because some of these women out here have the most toxic masculine traits that I've seen, right? But we always talking about the men, right? We always talking about like the men and the man ain't shit and the man ain't this and the man ain't that and the man, right? But I just be trying to highlight like, look, can we really, if the man is not in the picture, how can we blame the man? Like how we still, you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm not in the picture, right? And let's say you had a child by me, and I'm not in the picture, and you raised that child alone, how you still blaming me? I'm not in the picture. I didn't give him those traits. I didn't teach him no fucked up shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The blame, and I want to shift that word, right? Like I think the accountability, right, comes in
Yeah.
where oftentimes, like a woman cannot teach a man how to be a man, right? Period. Just in the same ways that a man can't teach a woman how to be a woman. So I think a lot of times when people, they try to make black men, accountable, is they feel like, okay, like, my son has these traits, right? But at the same time, he wouldn't have grown up with those traits if I had that balance, right? A lot of these women feel like, I had to be, the mother and the father, right?
Hmm.
So that
That's
means
true too.
they didn't have that, again, going back, they didn't have that balance, right? So for example, in my household, right, like my father has, like, the last say so, right? Whatever he says last goes. In certain people's personal lives, they don't really have that, what I'm saying. So the woman has to have that firm, blah blah blah. Like my mom didn't have to be that way in a lot of ways, what I'm saying. My mom could kick her feet up and be like, nah, I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't putting gas in the car, I ain't fixing that. You know what I'm saying? But like in certain circumstances, and just to say this, like shout out to all the women that have done that. I don't want to take that away, because that's difficult to do, to raise a child.
Definitely, definitely, definitely.
Like, like, and again, like I said, when we have conversations like this, I feel like it's very hard, right? And a lot of times people feel triggered because they just feel like, well, I did it and I did a damn good job. And you probably did. You probably did the best that you could. And like I said, again, like, if that's what you did, like, shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, all respect to you, because that shit was not easy. But at the same time, like, we get so triggered that we miss the point, like sometimes you got to remove your emotions and like really see like what it is, right? And like ultimately, like, our community from like a total like perspective, right? Like not your individual experience. Like what are we doing? What are we preaching? Like what are we showing people? Right. And I feel like a lot of times, like inadvertently, like a lot of black women teach their daughters how to like be ran through and ran over by men. Like, in a lot of
Yeah,
these.
shit, yeah, shit is
Yeah.
it's just a crazy thing. Like you said, like people be triggered,
Hmm.
people be in their feelings, and
Yeah.
people just feel like everything's an attack. Like you can't even look out for somebody. You can't even be like, yo, let me give you some advice, because it is like you judging me.
Right.
You like, and it's like, damn, homie, like you my homegirl, you my man's. Like I'm trying to put you on, like, and it's like you can't even give advice today. And I had another point, but yeah, so I just wanted to draw that correlation that like, and again, like I'm not blaming, like I was raised by a single mother, right? But I think it's a cultural thing. Like, and I remember when I was on live with that sister, and she was like, and I was thinking about this. She was asking me about like marriage, like why do I want to get married? Why do I want to get married?
Mm.
Is it because of my religion? And I was thinking like, and then started thinking about it, and I was like, I mean, it is a mixture. I'm trying to get money out of it. You know what I'm saying? It is a mixture of, my in my religion, I have to be married, right? It pushes that. But I also like I'm a person that love history. Like I love learning about history. I love learning about the past. Yo, make sure y'all like the video, please. It doesn't really hurt. I just want other people to hear this because it's a very important conversation that needs to be had. And then so I so she asked me about why am I, because I was like, yo, I want to be married to a black woman. I think it's important for other black little kids, black people to see
To
a
see.
black family.
Yeah.
I think it's important. Like oftentimes when you go into these communities, projects, Section 8, like single mom, she got like 3 kids,
Mm.
4 kids, no dad, and you constantly see that. And that's not to say that black people don't get married. I'm just telling you
The rate.
that the average black household is a single parent household.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And you could go look up the stats. You could go get them.
Right.
You could bring them back. That is the action. That is the average. So I want to contribute to like, yo, you should get married. Like I tell people all the time, you want to be in a domestic partnership. If you could be with somebody for 10 years, you could marry them. Like, and everybody want to be like, oh, well, it's just a paper. Well, if it's just a paper, then get it done.
Mm.
Like, if it's just a paper, then get it done. Why are you so scared? Like, what do you really fear? You've been with this person 10 years. What do you really? You could get a prenup. You know what I'm saying? You could get it's other ways to protect your money. If you know what I'm saying. Half the time we don't really got money, right? You know what I'm saying? We in the hood. We impoverished. So it's like,
And actually,
what's
there's
the
financial benefits, right, to actually like being married. Like marriage actually has nothing to do with love and everything to do with it's a business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like my man was telling me, he was like, marriage is not gonna make your relationship better.
No.
It doesn't, it doesn't change it. But if you got something good going on, you should get married. You know what I'm saying?
Especially if you
Uh,
have, I feel like the only real benefit to marriage is if you have children.
he said, I'm getting married, but not on
Don't
paper.
plan on having children. Personally, just my person, I don't really see any benefit.
Yeah, what you were saying?
That was weird. Yeah, like personally, like if you're not planning on having children, I personally don't see any benefits of getting married financially. But if you have children, absolutely, there's certain safety nets that it provides. That you have. Like a lot of people think like there's circumstances where like you might get sick, right? You may get sick or you may die. You may be in a situation where like I forgot what that thing is called. They put you on like the little lifeline thing or whatever. But like
Hmm.
sick, right? You go to the hospital or whatever like that. You knocked out. You in a coma or something like that. When you have a wife, you know what I'm saying, your wife automatically has rights, right, to certain things, right? So she knows you, she knows what you want, certain things, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? So she could dictate, no, this is gonna be done, this is not gonna be done, this is where that's gonna go, this and the third, blah, blah. Say you accidentally, you die, whatever like
Yo,
that.
you got fans, yo.
Say you accidentally die or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like automatically your wife gets rights, right? To like everything
Yeah.
your children as well. It's just certain safety nets that these things provide that people oftentimes don't think about until it's too late. Um, so yeah, like again, like I said, and marriage may not be for you, right? Like marriage is not something I'm saying like everybody should do and this and the third blah blah. Because getting divorced is a $1 billion business for a reason. But besides,
Word.
I feel like
What
it's
word?
just
So when
that I want a
yeah,
lot of create for
yeah.
themselves.
So when Shorty was saying that, like, I was thinking about like, yeah, like I like the symbolism. Like I just think like there's a symbolism to marriage, right? Somebody mentioned that like, healthy families and marriages is kind of like something that keeps the community, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I was thinking about that. I was like, yeah, it is because
Hmm.
I'm Muslim that I want to get married, but
Right.
it's also the fact that like I know the symbol that represents, right? Like I know the baby mama shit that is just keep flooding the media. It keeps flooding the Instagram. It keeps flooding like all the posts. Like you see the posts all the time. Women arguing about their baby daddy. Dudes
Hmm.
arguing about their baby mom. You see it all the time. Not saying that in marriages they don't have their issues. They do, but so I started thinking about it, and I was like, yo, my mother was married. Like it didn't really hit me. I was raised by a single woman, and I was like, yo, my mother was married. You feel me? She wasn't married to my father, but she still
Do,
got married.
do
You
you
know
think
what I'm saying?
that
So, huh?
you think that impacted the way that you think? Because I think it
I,
impacted. I think.
I think that although she wasn't married to my father, the fact that she got married young, and she had my sister out of that match. She had my sister and my brother
Right, but
out
she
of that. You know what
that
I'm saying? So you could just tell like the mindset that like my grandmother. It's funny, right? May God bless her soul, right? One of my uncles used to be like, oh, he used to say, oh, my grandmother was a little hoe or whatever, right? He used to be like, oh, that's his mom. You feel me? So he'd be like, man, she was a little hoe. He said, but she was a hoe with class and always got married. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's funny because he'd be saying that, right? And he'd be like, yo, she always got married. He
mm-hmm,
was like, she didn't play around. Like you wasn't just gonna like be like, you know what I'm saying? She was getting married.
mm-hmm,
Um, so it's funny that he said that, I laughed about it. But it was just like, yo, she always got married. Um, so so when I think about that, I'm like, yo, my mother was married. And it's like it didn't really dawn on me till like Shorty asked me about that. You feel me?
mm-hmm,
And I was just like, so I think it does play a role. And I also think like we came from a different culture, so yo, everybody like, so we come from a different culture, and I think that like my mom never was like pushing that upon me, but like I knew she was married. You know what I'm saying? Like I got married to whatever, me and your dad, like, whatever. I was separated. Bless.
excuse me.
And my mother's a widow, right? So, but she was separated from her husband, and then like she left, and then she came here, and then like she met my father. Well, she been met my father from back home, and then she came here and whatever. So I think that it definitely has impacted me. But I think it's yeah, it's that, the fact that my mother was married, my religion, and also like the symbolism behind, like, just like, yo, like if you love somebody, if you built that union with somebody, like not like why we dating for 20. I know people that been together for 20 years. At the end of the day, when it's over, when you get tired of that, you could
What
just
you out
get
of it?
you could just get up, pack your things, and leave. But bless.
Sorry.
But if you've been married, but if you've been married for 20 years, you're not just gonna get up and leave. You know what I'm saying? You're not just gonna get up and dip unless it's like a crazy situation. You understand what I'm saying? Like, but other than
But
but
marriage does too, right? So like marriage is something where you cannot just get up and walk away from it, right? Like literally, like you can't, right? Like you cannot just do that, right? You have to go through a process of divorce and this and the third, blah blah blah. And this is something, right? It's like a safety net, right? That like women can provide for themselves to prevent themselves from being in situations where you're in a domestic situation, you have a baby, and at any moment he could just walk away and disappear.
word, word. And that's how I look at it. I feel like what you're so scared of, you can't just commit. You
Right, but
got
you and me and you have had conversations outside of this, and like the way I say it's a little harsh, but like a lot of women, uh,
tell them the truth, man. They moms was getting around.
I don't really like to use this terminology, but like a lot of women, was side pieces. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Side Jones.
Right, and not that a lot of women are side pieces, but a lot of women were raised by that, right? So like you grew up never seeing your mom fully commit. You grew up seeing like Bob, Joe, Jim. You know what I'm saying? Every other week. You know what I'm saying?
Those sounds like white guys, man. Come on, man. Damn. Bob Joe
I'm
Jim.
giving generic names.
Couldn't beat Tyreek, Tyrone, Jamal.
They Sean, right? Like you grew up seeing that, right? Coming in and out of your house. You seen your mom. This is what I mean when I say a lot of times like women inadvertently like teach their daughters like to get
Caught your mom getting crazy. Son had the Timbs on. He didn't even take the Timbs off. He had the Timbs on, getting crazy with your mom. Girls grew up seeing that. You know what I'm saying? They
yeah,
grew up seeing that.
that's you.
So look, growing up, like yo,
A lot of
like
women they would be in the situations, you know what I'm
that's
saying?
crazy.
They don't
Growing up,
stand for themselves, right? Where they're not like, what are we doing, right? A lot of people don't date with intentions, right? A lot of people like to be in these little situationships, these little toxic little, oh, I don't know what's we friends, we kicking it, we don't this, but there's no goal. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's like
like when you mentioned that just now, like I thought about all the girls, all the young girls in middle school who was getting crazy in the staircase. I'm like, yo, they was sitting here getting crazy and being dogged out in the staircase, right? And it's just like what makes it's just like cursing. When the little kids growing up and you curse in the house, they gonna curse too.
but that's not necessarily the reason why they're not getting married. And
No, no,
again,
no.
and I don't
Hold
want
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. You know the saying "never turn a hose to a housewife" is real. Hold on.
let me negate that point. Let me negate I'm gonna let you finish, right? I don't think it's because they was messing around in the staircase, and I really hate, right, again, to like compare people and talk about what other races and other stuff is doing because I don't really care about that. But Sarah and
Damn,
Becky,
that's crazy. Look, somebody talking about Ace Smash. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sarah and Becky, you know what I'm saying, was also I think it's Becky, no, Karen. Karen
Karen.
was also getting crazy in the staircase. She was wilding out.
They
And
do. You're
Karen,
right. You're right. They still got married.
them white girls be wilding too. They get married though. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even about them being hoes and them wilding out. It's the standard that they create for themselves, right? And it's
Mm.
about dating with intentions, right? If you set that goal for yourself, and again, right, women, I'm sorry to say this, but women, your prime is in a certain amount of years, right? And you got to understand that. A lot of women forget that, and then it's too late when you're 35, and your boobs down to your belly button, and you got them stretch marks on them 3 kids, and now you out here because women's value innately is in how you look, right? It's truth, and men's value is in money. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way that this world works. So you need to be using these prime years, you know what I'm saying, to create that standard for yourself and to demand certain things. You know what I'm saying? To be like, you know what, you like how I look, you like me, blah blah blah. Well, this is what I want. What you doing? You know what I'm saying? And if he say no, on to the next one. Cause you got a whole line of them. But when you 35, you got maybe about two, maybe in the line, maybe that's really about to take you serious. You know what I'm saying? So you have to think about that. Date with intentions.
Yeah, that's true too. And I feel like people don't say that from the beginning, and then I just feel like, but yeah, people get stringed along. But yeah, like it just brought me back. Like I'm just like, yo, some of these girls was getting crazy, and I get it. I get what you're saying because white girls, you're right. White girls be getting crazy, but guess what? I feel like white girls get crazy, and the way they get crazy is like this. Because a white girl will not talk to you if you're walking down the street and you try to holler at a white girl, she's not gonna talk to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She's not gonna look at you. She's not gonna talk to you. But if you go to the club, you know what I'm saying? You have a few beers and stuff.
Oh boy.
You have a few beers. she might get nasty. She might be like, hey, let's go back to my dad's pad and whatever. And she gonna get crazy, right? But I feel like that'd be like the excuse. And I feel like they will go party in the hood or somewhere like different. And then it's like the dude they marry never knew that about them. The dude they don't shit where they sleep.
They be knocking off the bucket list.
Yo, they will go to Princeton in New Jersey and come party in New York. And then when they go marry, when they go marry son in Princeton, he don't know she was getting around. He don't know she was a cum guzzler. He don't know. He don't know. He don't know she was what they call that sperm bank Susie. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like and it's like yo, like it's crazy. But like the sisters, they getting crazy right in the staircase in their math classes right down the hall. You know what I'm saying? But again, like that goes to show you, like, yo, like it's like the standard, kind of like what you're saying, right? Like they don't like, but I'm looking at it like, yo, they're young.
Let
I'm
me
looking at it like they're young.
what I too, and I be telling young girls this all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like especially young girls, and they be pretty. They be having stuff going for themselves. And I'm like, yo, you think your the little lit nigga, you know what I'm saying? Little lit dude that you messing around with, you know what I'm saying, in your little local area, the one that scam, you know, he got a couple few $1,000s, you know what I'm saying? He about to be locked up though in like 2, 3 years. Feds already got an investigation on him. You don't know that, but whatever. Anyways, you know, you feel like, oh, like that's the best you can get, right? He's lit to you now. But what a lot of women don't do is, you know what I'm saying, like you have to move in different spaces, right? Like you have to, there's places where sometimes where I go where I'm like, I'm motivated, right? Where you go to places where it's really black excellence, right? Where you go to communities where it's black middle class, right? And now the standard of men, you know what I'm saying, are different. You know what I'm saying? Like you are wasting your value on this man that's not valuable and won't be valuable in the long term versus you know what I'm saying, you wait and you get your career up, blah blah blah, and then you move and you navigate and you move to different spaces, blah blah, and you really see your options. But a lot of times what happens is they mess with Pookie, they little hood sweetheart, whatever,
Why
like
you keep saying Pookie, man? Pookie.
because you know I know a dude named Pookie, you know. But anyway, no, I'm joking. But you know, you mess with, you know, the little local hood dude, you know what I'm saying? You think he's so lit, he's so fire. Until you really turn 25, till you really turn 30, you really see real money. Till you see that house in Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Till you see 3 cars in the driveway. You know what I'm saying? Till you see that 401k. You know what I'm saying? Till you see some real bread when you really understand the value of, oh, this money is not a belt. Money is not shoes. You ever want to see how much money somebody has? Go to their house. Go to their
Right.
house. If they have one. And I said a house, not an apartment, a house. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, people gotta whatever, man.
Yeah, I tell people that all the time. I tell my friends that all the time. Like, yo, I dress however I dress. You know what I'm saying? You know, one, it doesn't attract the leeches. You know what I'm saying? Two, it doesn't attract the robbers. So, and three, somebody gonna like me for me. You know what I'm saying? Dudes are gonna want to hang out around me the way I dress. They're gonna hang out with me because they're gonna be like, I like him for him. I like his personality. I like his vibe. A
Right.
chick that's gonna be interested in me, she gonna be interested in me because she like me. She like my personality. She like my vibe, and it alleviates problems. You know how many dudes be wearing all type of shit, and dudes be watching them in the club.
Yeah.
Dudes be like, do want to wear a chain. It's not that I'm scared to wear a chain. It's not that I'm not capable of protecting my stuff. It's just I don't need that. It doesn't
Same,
make me a man.
right? To like switch that, right? So at the same time, women will lead, you know what I'm saying? Women will be all on social media with their behind out, you know what I'm saying, with their breasts out, you know what I'm saying, leading with sex, and then mad when that's the only thing that they want you for. You know what I'm saying? Like I met you 3 hours ago and you popping it for a real nigga, you know what I'm saying? And now you want now you want me to take you serious? You know, like you get like what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? You on social media with your ass out. That's what you're leading with. Say I go on a date with somebody, I come to the date with half my on some crazy stuff, and then I'm mad that he tried to have sex with me. That makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like what you lead with is what somebody so a man who leads with money, which means that's the only thing I'm gonna only look for you for money. That's what you led with. A woman that leads with sex, that's what you came to the table with. And you don't get it both ways, right? Like you don't get, oh, you know, when I met you, you know, I did this and I did this and I flashed my watch and I did
They
this.
threw it all crazy on you. You know, they hit you with the double, what they call that? The double something 3,000 or something. They
Mhm.
call it the she hit you with the slop sink, whatever. And then she want to be like,
What are
oh,
we?
I want to be a wife, right? They want to be like, what are we? They say
Right,
she still got the juice dripping, and she want to talk about like when we get married.
right,
You're looking like,
right.
yo, homegirl, I just met you.
That's you. Yeah,
Yo,
that's what you led with. Mm-hmm.
he said never rescue a damsel in distress. Don't get me wrong. I'm not even trying to be funny. Like I used to think like that. I used to be like, you could never turn a hoe into a housewife, right? But I feel like
That's not
I feel like there's another topic. I feel like we should probably talk about like whole redemption. You know what I'm saying? Like this probably should be like its own topic
no
because I,
shit.
I feel like
No
I feel
shit.
like some people
As housewives used to be.
no, but this is what I'm saying. Like but this is what I'm saying. Exactly. A lot of dudes don't know they wives. Your wife was getting busy out here. You know what I mean?
Your wife know how to. You know what I'm saying?
How you think she good like that? You know what I'm saying? Like who
Facts.
you think torch? Yo, y'all ever seen Dead Presidents? When son came home from the army and the pimp dude was messing with his girl and
Mm-hmm.
he was like, "Who you think taught her how to suck your dick like that?"
But no, but for real though.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's
But
real stuff.
if
Like,
that, then you won't know that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, if they in the streets, leave them in the streets. But look. I just feel like people could change, man. I feel like people could change, and I think that like depending on what she did now, you know what I'm saying. Some felonies don't go away. You know what I'm saying? Some felonies don't go away now. You know what I'm saying? Like, but oh, I'm paying what? I don't know what you talking about. But I was like, so my whole thing is this, right? I just feel like I started thinking differently. I was like, yo, like I can't be holding, they got the thing, the justifiable whole years. They say it's from like 15 to like 26. You know what I'm saying? Like
Damn. We starting
that's, that's what they be saying. They be
to.
saying from 15 to 26, um, it's your justifiable whole years. You're gonna get around, you're gonna get crazy, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna learn a few things. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think it's right. I mean, look, guys be wilding, they be doing all type of stuff, and then dudes be expecting a woman
To
like,
have
yo, you
how many
better
bodies?
only,
Two.
you know what I'm saying? They be like, you better only have two bodies. They be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be like, come on, like, you know what I'm saying? Let's be real. But
Right.
the point I was trying to make, and I think we only gonna make this an hour. We probably gonna get up out of here. It was nice. I like the people that was here. You know what I'm saying? It should have been at 100 likes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if it's there, but you know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all tuning in, but I just wanted to say that, like, and we could make this a topic, like what is what like at what point you're not redeemable no more, like you can't be saved. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like we're not gonna talk about it now, but that might be the next topic because I feel like at some point those women do turn out to be they lived a life, a crazy life, and they realize their worth at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we be living a lifestyle and we be messed up. Like, we all been messed up. We all been there. We all like dudes was out here eating stink kitty. You know what I'm saying? They got their life together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You was out here giving out whack wee. You know what I'm saying? You got your life together. You probably learned some tricks. You know what I'm saying? So the sisters be out here wilding too. So but yeah, we're gonna have more topics and stuff like that. She's gonna be like my little co-host. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be doing our thing. But just make sure y'all let us know like what y'all want to hear, what y'all want to, what y'all want us to discuss. Be here, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all told me to give y'all a little podcast. And I'm bringing it. So we about to get up out of here. What is some what like you got any last words you want to, like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I mean this was cool. This is cool. I like the way it flows.
Yeah. Cool. So, yo, my information is in the description. Like a lot of y'all be asking for my Instagram. Like, it's in the about me tab. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it be under my video. That's easier for you than me putting it in my videos because then you got to go to IG and you got to manually put it in. If you just go in the about me section, you could click the link and it's gonna take you there. So you know, so that's about it, man. Like, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. These dudes is crazy. Come on. Chill, man. Come on, man. We're gonna be respectful, man. You see, we were just talking about that. First question. She got a fatty. She this, she that. Come on, chill, man. You know what I'm saying? You never seen woman before? Come on, man. But some of these dudes is young too. You know what I'm saying? Some of these people is young. They see a pretty face. You know what I'm saying? They juicing in their pants and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so come on, man. Let's grow up, man. You know what I'm saying? But yo, y'all be safe. Y'all take care. It was nice. So Shorty, I appreciate her knowledge. She see you. She see the comments. You see the comments, right?
No, I don't actually.
You don't see the comments?
I don't want to see them though, so I'm good.
All right. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna holler at y'all though. But y'all take care. Peace. Later.